Hello everyone and welcome back to Sports Today. Remember, if you're a tennis fan, you'd know that the US Open is set to be getting underway soon enough. But there was always that little bit of doubt over the participation of one particular player, and that was, of course, Novak Djokovic. Remember, there was not much hope that Novak would be able to play due to, of course, the regulations in place in the United States when it comes to players or people who are not vaccinated against COVID 19. There was, however, some hope that maybe there would be some sort of an exception made because, again, when recently the list had been released for the US Open, there was talk that Novak's name was there. He might just get to travel. However, any of that talk has been quashed at this point by none other than Novak Djokovic himself, because he's taken to social media and he's put out a statement there, and I'll read that statement out. He says, "Sadly, I will not be able to travel to New York this time for the US Open. Thank you, Noel fam," that's his fans, "for your messages of love and support. Good luck to my fellow players. I'll keep in good shape and in positive spirit and wait for an opportunity to compete again. See you soon, tennis world." So, as easy as that, Novak has confirmed something that many of us knew would be happening all along. He will not be able to take part in the US Open due to his status as being not vaccinated against COVID 19. Now, if you remember, earlier this year there was plenty of controversy over Djokovic's participation, if you can call it that, in the US, in the Australian Open in the beginning of the year. There was talk first that he would was granted a medical exemption. Then it turned out that he wasn't granted a medical exemption, and that he would end up actually getting deported from the country despite arriving in the airport. You remember, it was a whole story that dragged on for days on end because there was no surety as to what would happen in that circumstance. Well, it turns out that, and Djokovic, by the way, at that point had very clearly said that, I am willing to stand for my beliefs and I don't think that I will get vaccinated. And as it turns out, he still hasn't gotten the COVID 19 vaccine. So, aside from not being able to play even in, Australia, he was barred from playing there, remember. He will not be able to play in Flushing Meadows as well. So, any chances of him actually adding to his Grand Slam count takes a severe beating here and then. And personally, I don't quite understand his opposition to vaccinations, to be perfectly honest with you. But for him, it seems like a principled stand that he must take, wherein he feels like he's exerting his choice, and that choice has unfortunately cost him the opportunity of playing in the USFA, where in fact many would argue he would be one of the favorites if he was playing. Remember, it's a pretty depleted roster this time around that is going to be there on the men's singles side. Even though Rafael Nadal will be there, remember, we don't know what the status of his injuries and, of course, we are, and he could possibly suffer another breakdown. Djokovic, on the other hand, has been largely injury free in recent times, so it's a bit of a shame that he won't be competing in the US Open. However, you know what they say when it comes to choices, and choices will often have consequences. Djokovic has taken a stance that he will not get the COVID vaccine, and that has cost him, of course, another chance at competing at the US Open. So that's the breaking news update, and it's something that we had suspected would be happening for a while. Novak Djokovic is out of the US Open because the USA prevents travelers from coming into the nation that are not vaccinated against COVID 19 disease. Djokovic, as we know, is not vaccinated, so he will not be able to take part at Flushing Meadows. Thank you all so much for joining us for this breaking news update. Again, don't forget that if you are, if you enjoy what it is that we do, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, drop us a comment below, tap the bell icon so you know when it is we're going live. And also don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Last but not least, download the SportsTech app for more such breaking news updates. Thank you all so much for joining us, and bye-bye for now.